The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. S&P 500 now up 28 points. We're looking at the 10-year treasuries. They're down 4 basis points. The mortgage-backed securities are up 13 basis points. Remember, when I talk about the 10-year treasury, that is the interest. The yield on it is down 4 basis points to 3.578. When we talk about the mortgage-backed securities, we're actually talking about the bond itself. Bonds and rates always move in the opposite direction. So the bond right now is up 13 basis points, which means interest rates are down ever so slightly. And speaking of interest rates, every day at this time, OBMMI, they provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. So what does OBMMI tell us about rates locking yesterday? Well, the 30-year conforming rate locked at 6.28, down just a tick. The 30-year jumbo locked at 6.321, up just a bit. That was down a little bit also. The 30-year FHA, 6.261, up a little. USDA, for those in the rural areas and generally with no down payment, that USDA, 6.296, down just a little bit. And the best loan on the market, my opinion, for those that earned it, the VA loan, that 30-year was up just a touch at 6.017. Now, when OBMMI gives us this information, they don't tell us if there were points paid or if there was received or paid. So we just don't know that. These are just where the actual lock number is from OBMMI. And I was just heard this morning that some of the real big service providers out there right now, if you go on their websites, because they don't talk to people, that they're actually quoting almost all their rates with 2 points. So think about that. On $1 million loan here in Southern California, that's $20,000 in extra costs for closing. Should you do it? I don't know. Depends on your horizon. It's different for everybody, because right now, one of the things that we're going to be looking at, and we'll talk about in a minute, is what's a bit of an anomaly based on 50 years of history of mortgage rates. But let's take a look and see why the rates are doing what they're doing right now. Well, the biggest thing is inflation. It's been that way for quite a while. And we're getting the CPI report, the Consumer Price Index report for December, is going to be released tomorrow. And we're expected to see a drop in inflation, which would cause the bonds to decline. That would be good for the yield on these bonds. The yield would decline. The bond would go up. The yield or rate would go down. Last month and the month before, though, when we had the 10-year treasuries, the day before the report came out, like it will today, there wasn't a lot of excitement in that. So we're going to see what that CPI report has to say. Hopefully we'll be in the 5.6 to 5.7 range. That'll be good for the bond market, but we don't know. Although recently we have been seeing that somehow, some way, surprise, surprise, I don't know how this happens, but
surprise, surprise, surprise.
There have been people that have been getting these reports early, and the only reason we know that is because the markets have changed early. So we'll when it's called inside information, I don't think it's generally not legal. So we stay away from that kind of stuff, but we do watch it to see, are the reports getting leaked is the word. That is the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. Give a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990.